Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. Guys, hope that you are well. This is a little video that's sort of based in experience as far as narcissists go. And it is something that I thought about a long while ago now. And I never really thought about making a video up until obviously now. And I'm hoping that it will make sense for you guys who are struggling with toxic relationships and asking this one particular question, which I will give you in a minute. But also for those of you who are watching the channel who have got no idea of toxic relationships. And hopefully it will give you some insight how the effect of the narcissist works, at least in this one little area. So let's begin. We've all heard the saying, or we've used it, or at least we might have thought this particular saying, and this is it. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. So it's either you yourself have said it, or you've heard people say to you, when I'm around the other person, I feel like I'm forever walking around on eggshells. Now, to me, what that means is you've got to be ultra careful. You've got to be conscious about what you say. You've got to be conscious what you do. You are hyper vigilant. You are constantly on edge. It is as if you are sneaking around the house, not wanting to be noticed. You're trying to be as quiet as you possibly can, because you know as well as I do, eggshells is not the strongest substance in the world. They break easy, they're brittle. And so therefore I always feel like I'm walking on eggshells, or I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, reflects the idea is you don't want to break something, because then it's going to be a disaster. And so you have the mindset and the attitude of, I want to keep the peace. I want to keep things as calm as we possibly can. So by manipulating your own behavior, your own way of speaking, by denying who you are, you walk around the house on eggshells. Or it feels like you're walking around on eggshells. Because you see, the narcissist at the other end, they don't care about you. They don't care about whether you are walking around or feel like you are walking around on eggshells. They don't care. Here's the reason why. At least this is my experience. The narcissist puts those eggshells right where you are. It is as if they sew the eggshells in and around the house. Maybe it might be the literal house where you live, and it doesn't matter where you go. You always feel like you've got to be on edge. But this is another place where they sew it. They sew it up here, and they definitely sew it in your heart. So what do I mean? They sow the brittleness via gaslighting, triangulation, those kind of things. If you want to go and learn these terms, go check the Narc series. I'll go through about 30 or so terms that will give you adequate information in terms of the tactics that they use to try and put you emotionally and behaviorally in that environment where it feels like you're walking on eggshells. They put it there. They put it in your heart. So the things that you love doing, the things that come naturally, because of those tactics, go check them out. It's an interesting few videos. You don't do the things that you love doing now, whether it be going to the gym or walking or camping or eating out or cinema, all these kind of things. They make you feel guilty when you do the things that you enjoy, whether you've had a mad day at work and you come back and you think, oh, I'm just quickly going to go to the gym, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to jump on my bike and I'm going to cycle for an hour. When you come back, silent treatment. Other forms of abuse that come out. And it's because they've sown the eggshells in your heart. So the things that you enjoy doing, in order to not upset the apple cart, you deny yourself from these pleasures. And my friend, what I want to say to you today, whether you are someone who is in a toxic relationship, my friend, that was my experience. And if you know someone who is involved in a toxic relationship and you're not, and you're the one who hears that particular comment, let me tell you now, that is how it works. I know for many it might not make any sense. And I understand that. So, how do we get people to understand? The only way I have known, or I have tried to explain to people, is simply like this. Imagine for a second that this is what you like when this happens. So it might be you come back from work and you want to go to the gym, and you come back and you don't get spoken to for 3 or 4 hours. And when you do get spoken to, that's if you're lucky, you are made to feel guilty because you have taken time for you to unwind, so you don't feel all that pent up stress and frustration and getting all these things out of your system. You are then made to feel guilty because you haven't spent time with a narc. And in my experience, people go, oh, that must be horrible. Yes, it is. So, my friend, that is, like I said, my experience in how the narc will manipulate the emotional, intellectual, and sometimes even the domestic environment, the place where you live, in order to control, manipulate, and bully you, if you were the other side of that relationship, in order for them to orchestrate the chaos that they do. And for you guys who have no idea about the amount of stress that it is that you experience, imagine how it feels if you were to walk on eggshells, too scared to say anything. And when you do, you're wrong. You're not allowed to. When you take time out for you and you come back, doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, that's irrelevant. You get made to feel guilty. You get silent treatment. All the other perks is cut out because you dare take time out for you. That's how narcs operate from, at least from my experience. It breaks you down gradually, but systematically and incredibly effectively. For you guys who've had narc experience, try and tell people your experience. And you just see the question mark, you see the blank on the other people's faces. Speak to someone who has had a narc relationship and you just see, oh yeah, that's right, spot on, that's it, you've summed it up. But for you, on the other hand, with a blank face and question marks about what the hell's going on here, play the game and imagine it. And then once you get that, geez, this is proper rubbish. For that few seconds where you have that emotion, stretch it out for years. In the comments, if you don't mind, if you're bold enough and courageous enough, and if you're strong enough, put it in the comments what you experience. And then you'll understand why people behave in the way that they do. Now consider the following. These people who have experienced narc relationships, when they've had years of conditioning how to avoid the eggshells. When for you who've never experienced it before, when you ask them, how's things now? Are you back to your normal self? There's a high percentage chance of them saying, it's never been the same. I can never be the same again. I'm 80% my old self. I'm 90% my old self. Before the narc came into my life, I'm not where I was before that, but things have never been the same again. That's how they work. Ask anybody who's had a nervous breakdown, a stroke, a heart attack. Take any life-threatening illness. As soon as that happens to them, somewhere here, things change. But for people who have no experience, me and Lara make reference to it as there's no reference point. Up until the point when you do have a reference point. And then all of a sudden, things then make sense. Before then, it's like speaking complete and utter gobbledygook. There you go, my friend. Just a little video just to bring awareness, really. Just a little bit of awareness. I hope it's been helpful. And if you find that this has been helpful for yourself or for others that you know are in narc relationships, please tell them. Introduce them to the channel. Please do all the YouTube admin while doing that, please. Do the share, the subscribe, the old thumbs up, comment, please. I'll be interested to see what you write down for those who have had narc relationships, and of course for those who haven't. Especially if you've done the exercise. Curious. Okay, my friend, that's all I want to say to you at this particular point in time. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I'll speak to you soon.